Today we get to ride our original CrossPlane 2009 R1 Yamaha, and this bike was the first mass-produced CrossPlane that I know of. And there's a lot of interesting things about CrossPlane engines out on YouTube. Just search the word CrossPlane, and it explains in detail how that engine is different than a 1234 engine. And I have one of each, 1000cc of each. So it makes it interesting for me. The sound is different. The way it takes the throttle is a lot different. And overall, it's just a very flexible engine with a lot of bottom end torque. And when those intakes open up, it has the intake scoops that rise up off the not the carburetors, off the fuel injection at about 10,000. You get that big hit like it's a giant 4-barrel carburetor. Well, it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful riding day today. It actually cooled off from the last couple of days. We're really getting hot. Get some miles on this Pirelli Angel. We now have a full set of Pirelli Angels on here. They've a couple of rides on them already. They handle just about like the Michelin 2s do. That's the closest thing I can say, but I'll know more when I wear them out. And I am looking forward to wearing them out. And it's always my feeling nothing makes a bike handle better than a new set of tires when they're fresh and round. There's no flat spot in the middle, and they're nice and fresh and soft. Ooh. And we have them on the R1 now, and we have the Michelin 5s on the MT-09. And I'm really looking forward to wearing these tires out. We got a long summer ahead of us. Time to do it today, starting today. Now, is there any chance you fish are hungry this morning? Jeez! Holy mackerel, you eat like I eat Cheerios. Everything is working out so nice in the yard this year. Wow. It is just looking like it's going to be a banner year for the pond, a banner year for Karen's garden, and a banner year for wearing out motorcycle tires. Now, because of course this is the first of the CrossPlane Yamaha R1s, I had been watching a lot of videos on YouTube about CrossPlanes, and there are some really interesting educational things. But I wanted to mention, and they just casually mentioned that the newest Chevy big blocks, the ones that are in a C8 Corvette and that, they're CrossPlane engines. And I don't know how to research that out and see if it's true. I don't know anybody with a C8 Vet, but if they're CrossPlanes, even better. Now, 2009 is the last year Yamaha made the R1 without traction control, and I've thought about that not having no traction control every time you really get into it on a slippery corner. It's scary. Now we have a couple of rides on the Pirelli Angel, and my gut feeling right in the beginning was, the first couple of rides, was it wasn't a whole lot different than the Michelin 2, but I haven't really put it to the test at high speeds yet, because in this area there's really no high speed area. Now I'm still looking to add a quick shifter to this bike. I know they make aftermarket ones that are relatively involved to install. I have not found one that's a plug and play like it is for the MT-09. But boy, oh boy, if there ever was something I would love to have, it's a quick shifter. Now, one of the features that the bike does have that's really good is the drive modes. It has A, B, and C. And of course, the standard mode is probably the most realistic. And the rain mode is really handy. If you get caught on slippery or salty roads, the rain mode really works great. Now, one thing I really like about the CrossPlane engine, and when you back off the gas at any speed, at any high RPM, any gear, it doesn't matter. It has that beautiful, beautiful sound that I think is just, oh, I don't know. You hear it when you're riding the bike. It really adds something to the ride. Now, the way this works is there's velocity stacks that come off the fuel injection bodies at about 10,000 RPM. And when they come off, it's just like if you've ever had an old car with a 4-barrel carburetor. It's got that, and Yamaha even has a word for it. They call it the Yamaha punch, and they mean it. Now, the bike has way over 30,000 miles on it, and the suspension is just really nice the way it adjusts, and you can tailor it to winter, soften it up a little, make it a little stiffer in the summer. Good, very, very good suspension components on this. And everyone I've ever talked to that has one of these series of the R1 with the CrossPlane, everyone, to a man, the first thing they always say is, oh, I love that engine. Oh, I love that engine. And there's a lot of other good things about the bike, too. Now, being honest, the R1 is not the mileage king of the universe, that's for sure. And with the expensive gas, it's a good thing that that I don't drink wine. I can use it on gas. That is several parts I made from carbon fiber for this bike. The tail tidy I made my own. The muffler covers I made my own. The kick plates on the side are my own. There's a lot of little brackets and details that I made that you really don't see until you really start looking at the bike closely. And every one of them was a labor of love. But the biggest labor of love was in the winter of 2016. I painted the wheels and they went from being relatively flat black stock powder coating to what is now, I think, a very high gloss, really, really nice in the sunshine silver, custom mixed. Now, a lot of bikes in my collection have lowered forks for a good reason. You can see the area that we ride is a lot of twisties and sweepbacks and every kind of twist and turn you can imagine. And the roads are usually slippery. And an extra little turn in helps. And especially on this bike, because this bike has a lowering link. So between the lowering link and the forks, it's easy to get on and off. Now, in 13 years I've owned the bike and way over 30,000 miles, the only part that's ever really gone bad is the starter motor. And I made an extensive set of videos detailing out every step of, and it's a pretty long set of videos, but replacing that starter is really, really a big job. A nice feature about the bike too is that a lot of the routine maintenance, the oil changes and removing the wheels, things like that, relatively easy, and they did try to make it as easy as possible on the maintenance. Now, the foot pegs are adjustable. I replaced the clip-ons with several different higher clip-ons, then eventually with Renthal bars, and then with the bars that are on the bike now, which are really nice for my ergonomics, my body size, and my weight. They really work well. Now, it took me a lot of years and a lot of hours of the 13 years I've owned the bike to make the bike my own, to personalize it, to make it different than all the rest, to make it comfortable to ride, and of course, to keep it that it's my bike. It's not just a bike off the shelf. Now, to me, this R1 is a very unique part of my bike collection, and I try to have one bike from every 10 years, of course. This one really, it was so many hours of painting and cleaning and carbon fiber and maintenance and things that I wanted to do and upgrade and change. But in the end, on a day like today, so worth it. Time to get home. It turned out to be a beautiful day. I just couldn't be nicer in the 70s. What a beautiful day. Roads were nice and clean, not a lot of traffic, and maybe all the law enforcement were at the donut shop. I don't know, I didn't see many today. But even so, we still like having that Valentine. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time at work watching this and getting paid big money to watch it. If not, if you're home on your phone, enjoy that, or who knows? I hate to think of the possibilities. Anyway, and I do hope you enjoyed sharing a ride with us. Now, any custom motorcycle that you personalize to make it your own and you put your own little custom features in it, and you evil twin it out, or you paint it, or you paint the wheels, or you soup up the engine, or whatever you do, it's always a labor of love. And while you're doing it, it seems like the work is intolerable sometimes, and it goes on longer, seems longer than it does. But then there's that day, early in the spring, when you start riding it every day, every couple days, and then you look back, you don't think about 1 minute of that work because you've got it. And in the case of this R1, I have just enjoyed the last few years where I haven't been working on it much, and I enjoy every ride from every bike in my collection. And thanks so much for watching.